Olivia told me, don't go over. I don't think you got to worry about that. And my mother-in-law was the other one. What she said, keep it uh, short, sweet, and to the point. Short, sweet, and to the point. I don't know if it's going to have a point, and I don't know if it's going to be sweet. But I can tell you, it'll be short. There's no problem with that part of it. The others, I don't know. This morning, of course, Brother Tim talked about daily Bible reading. I got a few notes here, but daily Bible reading sort of goes along with what I was going to say tonight, and I guess I don't really have a title, but we're talking about prayer, and mine's not going to really be a sermon, believe it or not. It's more of a sort of a personal experience. Just recently, I've been going through, and I'm going to try to sort of tie it into some scripture here. May or may not work, but maybe you'll get a point. But we just went through the Christmas season and just celebrated Christmas. And to be honest with you, I guess several years, I guess it's more of a sad time for me. I don't really say depressed. I know a lot of people that say that, but my mother and dad, especially my mother, they love Christmas. And, since they've been gone, it hasn't been the same, to be honest with you. It's been different. And don't get me wrong, the reason, not birth of Christ, that's no different, no change there, but because just the Christmas feeling, the spirit, I've even after I was grown, I still felt like a kid on Christmas, I'm mom, dad, both. We get through opening presents and go to everybody else's house and, see what they got too. And I don't know, it just changed, and so to be honest with you, during these holidays, I fell short a lot, my daily Bible reading. As Brother Tim talked about this morning, and also prayer, and it goes hand in hand, with each other. You fall short on the daily Bible reading and also with the prayer. So I missed that Christmas spirit that I had as a kid, and even, like I said, as a grown-up too. And so, I asked God just really, I want that feeling back. I used to love every bit of it. The decorations, the going and shopping, not necessarily the shopping and buying, but just going to the stores, you know what I mean, and just the smell of Christmas in the stores and seeing all the lights. Well, we used to decorate every room in our house. I think we put our Christmas tree up Saturday. I did have the outside, decorated some. And I'm like, man, my mother would be so disappointed in me, but with that. I would like to have that back. So we, of course, celebrate Christmas, Wednesday. And I don't know, but how many of us got exactly what we asked for? A lot of times, kids, we get whatever clothes or pair of shoes, but it ain't the right color, or something. We know something's not right about it. We'll find something wrong with it. And to be honest with you, I really didn't know until Monday night exactly what I wanted for Christmas. When I came home, everybody been on Facebook probably knows, but a couple of our dogs was missing, you know, and we know where they're at. And I know some of you may not care for your dogs like we do, but you know, they're our kids, so we consider them kids. So we didn't know where they were at. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know which direction they went. So that was exactly what I wanted for Christmas, to be honest with you. And of course, we looked and everywhere we needed to look. I think Olivia drove 80 miles, do that in Markdale, Holland, and Mount Olive. How long? You know what I'm saying? I was in the woods, but that's not. Uh, you know, that's just what got me to this point. Let's talk about that all night. But so that's what I'm praying for, basically for the Christmas morning, basically for them to be in my yard Christmas morning, and we were gonna have a. We already had not too good of days. We was not gonna have a good Christmas, to be honest with you. And again, has nothing to do with why we uh, celebrate Christmas, the birth of Jesus, and all that. It's just, you know, the sadness, you know, kind of thing that was going to bring about here. So, Christmas morning, of course, you know, we get up, and of course they're not in the yard, and it wasn't. It was about, you know, I was fishing to get started searching for them, and about 7 o'clock I hear about a half a mile up in front of the house. I wasn't sure it was them, but you know, anyway, I go up, and it was them, and I get them. But the, the point here is, like I said, I had asked God to restore that Christmas spirit that I was like, and the whole time, He don't use stuff to punish us. Let's say, I don't think, you know, I had been falling short. But I do think He uses these circumstances, whatever He can, that's dear to us, to draw us closer to Him, get us back in line with Him. And sometimes He does whatever it takes. And I had prayed for that, and I asked for that, and then I asked for the Christmas gift, if you want to say. And it wasn't there that morning when I got up. And I remember Olivia said, you know, she was disappointed. She said, "You asking for it?" I said, "Christmas ain't over." And so, in during this time, you know, I was trying not to be selfish with my prayer. I was praying for His will in this situation, and that He receive all the glory, whatever it was, and as much in whatever time frame that He received the glory for it. And then Brother Jason sent me a text yesterday, wanting me to, you know, speak tonight, and I'm like, he must be talking to somebody else. He got the wrong person. And I'm like, I guess he's talking to me. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm sick or maybe supposed to be out of town or what, you know. I'm like, nah, I don't guess I got a good excuse. And I remember, you know, I said, God receive the glory. And I said, this may be what He's wanting me, you know. I don't believe in coincidence and luck and all that. I believe, you know, God has a reason for everything He does. And I said, you know, from yesterday afternoon, I said, God, if that's not what You want me to speak on or about, give me something else. He never did give me anything else. And it happened this week. So I'm putting it together that this is what I was supposed to talk about tonight. But going along with the daily prayer, the daily Bible reading that Tim was talking about, you know, our prayer life goes along with that. And it's easy to fall short and get laxed on any of that. But, you know, God, as Tim talked about this morning, you know, He gives us a choice. And any decision we make, we have a choice, right or wrong. And I don't know why it is, but so many times we choose just like during this time when the Christmas time, I could blame it on being too busy during the holidays or whatever you want to do, but we still need to make that time. God, it needs to come first. So we need to put that time and that important first. But like I said, I asked specifically for this, to restore, this Christmas spirit that I had been lacking on, and then specifically Christmas morning, and he basically did. I mean, it was a couple of hours later than what we asked for, but it was pretty close. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and I mean, I know y'all to probe it, but I called as soon as I got the first dog she came to. I'll just say it. And I told her Merry Christmas, and said, I told her it was Blossom, and I wasn't going to say all this, but go ahead. But, of course, she said, great, but where's Molly? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I knew I had heard two, I heard them, but I didn't hear anything. So he said, where's she at? I said, well, she's got to be around. And so in a minute, I called her. I heard her bark one time, and then so I called her back. I'm going in the woods. You come up here in the road where I've called in case she comes out. So anyway, I did. I got her, and then called her back. Went hands on her, put the leash on her. She answered, and I said, Merry Christmas. And she started crying. And, I was crying right with her. But God hears our prayers. He answers our prayers. And we don't ever need to take any of that for granted. And we just need to be, daily Bible reading and daily prayer. And you put the two scriptures up. I just wanted to leave y'all a couple of scriptures. And basically, Romans 12:12, talking about continuing to be in steadfast in prayer. And then Thessalonians 5:17, of course, tells us to pray without ceasing. So we just need to be, always in the mind of prayer. And we need to pray for others in the church. Of course, right now, obviously, we need to pray for our pastor and his wife, and many others we know that's sick. So there's a lot of prayer that we need to be asking God for right now. Y'all not paying me, so I don't feel like I need to give y'all's money worth. So that's really all I've got. I may have forgot half of it. Brother Jason, he can take up, he can keep y'all late. I don't even know what time it is. But that's all I have. But it is, daily Bible reading and our daily prayer life. And we all just need to be more committed to it. And I personally do. Once you miss one day, second day is a lot easier to miss. Just like coming to church, coming to Sunday school, whatever. For long, you can do it, after about the third or fourth day. And then you actually get embarrassed because you haven't done it. Even to God, well, I'm ashamed I haven't done this or something. But man, He'll forgive you every time. So all we have to do is ask. Yeah. So keep going.